Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live. It is me, Joey P. Joe P. Zapia. With me, of course, is the Welsh. And it's all of you, the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks, here on our Twitch, twitch.tv/fantasypros. And if you're watching back on our YouTube, subscribe to Fantasy Pros MLB. We're trying to get to 30,000, and we can do it with your help. Welsh, great to see you, my friend, as always. Great to see all the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks here as we talk baseball. And let's just jump in with 2 feet because it was a rough night for Sandy Alcantara. Oh, baby, not good. 7 runs allowed. We are in a spot now that his ERA is at 8.31. The whip is at 1.65. The walk rate is high, just 19 strikeouts, 17 walks in 26 innings, 2 2/3 innings. Now, it was against the Dodgers. I get it. The Dodgers are great. Unfortunately, his next start is also against the Dodgers. That's also not great. Welsh, it feels like if you go back and look at Sandy Alcantara and what he's been able to do, so much of it is about command and precision. And that is usually the one thing that takes the longest time to come back, right? We see the velocity return, we see a lot, but it's the finer points of pitching. It's the command, it's the control that sometimes after Tommy John not pitching so long, that seems to be what lingers. And for a pitcher like Sandy, who doesn't, blow people away with 101 mile an hour stuff, that seems to be a problem right now.
And the command, like you said, I think is like in our face. Ironically, I think it could even go the opposite way with a guy like Sandy, where, you could have some of the command and not some of the stuff. But in that start yesterday where, he was getting lit around, it was the sinker, 80% zone percentage. So all he was doing was dumping sinkers in. Now, that's a really high zone percentage for throwing any version of a fastball. Why was that happening? Because it was under 30% zone percentage for his changeup. He was not throwing that thing for a strike whatsoever. And he also kind of went heavier curveball. He also was not throwing that thing for a strike. So it's not there. It's pretty rough too, because he's a trade chip. I had picked him up. He got dropped in our Fantasy Pros league. I had picked him up. It's like, hey, it's Sandy. We're going to get right. Things are not right. 8 ERA, expected 6. He's giving up a 10% barrel rate, career high hard hit rate, and walk at 14%. He was a 6% or under for 3 straight seasons prior to this. So there's definitely something off. I'm a little bit worried this is going to come with an arm thing. His velo is down. It's about a mile per hour. I can't really quite say year over year because it's 2023, but the command is, or the velo is down in general. Walk issues. He's not being able to put it anywhere. He's getting blown up. I'm very worried we are going to get some type of in the next couple days or whatever that, hey, we're going to put him on the IL and get things right. This is really bad for Sandy. I want to stay optimistic that this is going to bounce back. I just don't know how and where it's going to be right now. And this really puts a damper on the trade market. And that was a nice thing about his potential value, is if he was a Dodger or an Oriole or something like that. But he is getting blown around, and I don't feel good about what this version is. And I think they're going to have to rework it.
I agree. It stinks for the Marlins because this was your trade chip, right? And now it's a problem. I do agree it's either going to be a skip start coming up soon. I don't think you want him to go against the Dodgers again. So either we're going to skip him, give him a little bit of a breather, maybe just a little extra rest, because that could be it too. I mean, this could be fatigue where he's going through spring training, he's ramping up, he's working so hard, and it's April, and you get that kind of weird dead arm phase. We could be in that area too. Something's going to happen here with him. If you're in a 10-team league, you can drop him. I think that's okay. I would be fine with that. Like, I'm
probably going to redrop. Like in the Fantasy Pros, it's a little bit more like competitive of moving around. I mean, that just killed me for the week. So I'm probably going to have to dump him off right now. And I'm really the Dodgers. Yes, you're right. Like the Dodgers are like a special test case here. But like I want to see if they're going to do that skip, or if they're going to IL. Because also on top of the velo being down, his pitch mix is like a tiny bit different. He'd be like more primary sinker last year, and he's throwing, like, if your number one pitch is the changeup and you can't throw it for a strike, and you can only throw it for a strike 30% of the time, like that's not going to work as a pitcher. So there's something off here. And like you said it best, 10-man, you can probably dump Sandy right now, unfortunately.
I would agree. All right, Garrett Crochet, he was good. 2-run ball. Beat up on the Blue Jays yesterday. 7 innings for him. Jacob deGrom got his first victory of the season. Congratulations.
Yay.
7 Ks, 6 innings. Shout out baseball for Jacob deGrom. That's good. Emmanuel Clase worked a scoreless ninth. Now, it wasn't the save situation. Tanner Bybee was bouncing back in that one, too. 5 strikeouts over 7 innings. It was
high
no decision for him against the
leverage
Twins.
situation, though. That would be the thing, because you and I kind of
but a high leverage. Yes,
the high leverage is very, very important. Very, very important.
Yes.
And yeah, you don't get the Garrett Crochet that one, by the way. No, you don't get the Garrett Crochet, Lee, because I'm a Garrett Crochet guy. I bet on him yesterday.
You were huge. That's the funniest part about this whole thing.
I know.
The of like you were like the biggest Garrett Crochet guy I knew.
The most vocal crochet person for the last 4 months on YouTube. That's why I was like blown away by the bit. So get out of here.
Luis Robert blew away a pitch, solo homer, got a walk. I'm going to make a prediction here. Because of the injury to Jose Siri, I think the Mets are going to bring in Luis Robert. I do. And I think they're just going to say, you know what? Our pitching is good enough. We can get Luis Robert on this team, play some center field for us, add another ridiculous bat to an offense that's already ridiculous. We're going to talk about that in a second. I think that is potentially on the horizon there. So keep an eye out. Luis Robert, again, I know it hasn't been the best start in April, but he's too talented of a player to be as bad as the batting averages and some of those other metrics.
I like that the Mets turn into Stuart Smalley. They're like, we're good enough.
We're good enough.
Smart enough. And gosh darn it.
Does anybody get that reference? I get that reference.
40-year-olds and above get that reference. Yeah,
if you don't get that reference, Google it, kids, because it's hilarious.
It's one of the best bits. Yeah. I think it would be really interesting if people don't remember. It was like, I think 3 weeks ago or something like that, that we got like little rumored word that the Dodgers and the White Sox had been talking, as they usually do. They share a spring complex with each other, that they had been talking about Luis Robert, and things kind of fell apart. And I think ultimately that is about what the White Sox are going to want as far as like a return comes back and like how big that is. I think that's the sticking point. But if the Mets want to be aggressive enough, I 100% think they can make this happen, because, as we mentioned, you got the guys like Ronnie Mauricio, who are just kind of like sitting out there. They've got Blake Tidwell, and they've got Brendan Sprout. Yeah, they could send out one solid top-ish prospect, and then maybe like another growing prospect to get Robert out. It's just his struggles right now. It's still 30% K percentage, but things are starting to turn around. Big counting stats. I think we're still a month at least away from a Robert trade.
I think it's sooner than later.
But it could happen.
Because I think what happens is you see that fear go through organizations, right? Like you see Sandy Alcantara with Marlins were very, like, well, he's having a great spring. We're going to make somebody pay through the nose. Boom. What happened? The same thing happened years ago with Frankie Montas and the A's. Remember that? It's like, oh, no, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. And then he had the arm problem, and then he was never the same pitcher, and the stock went way down. The Yankees ended up requiring him, and it was terrible. I think Robert goes on a hot streak, maybe in May, looks pretty good. They don't wait till June. They certainly don't wait till July. Somebody's going to be a little bit more proactive there. I could see that.
I agree with that.
In the chat, I want to shout out too, because I see him in here. It's Cousin Donnie's birthday every day. Give him a shout out in the chat, please.
Happy
Cousin
birthday.
Donnie. Oh, very sexy happy birthday from the Welsh there. So happy birthday, Cousin Donnie, who I just got to spend some time with in Arizona. Speaking of Arizona, I want to make this transition. Welsh is still reeling from, the end of last season, when the Diamondbacks had the playoffs in their hands and the New York Mets kind of snatched it away from them. And then last night, Alonso, Lindor, Marte all hit homers. Every ball that got hit somewhere popped over, and the Mets, everything went to Lindor somehow, and he caught everything. Eduardo Rodriguez, who's been great, who got pounded yesterday for 8 runs. Peterson was really good. We talked in the trade video, which you should go watch on the YouTube channel, because I said this. If Eduardo gets rocked by the Mets, I don't care. All of the metrics for Eduardo have been really good. The underlying metrics have been terrific. The ERA is higher than the xERA, than the FIP, than the xFIP. The strikeout rate is way up. I'm still buying Eduardo Rodriguez, and I figured he'd get his bits lit. Welsh likes to say something else. I'm going to call it his bits. His bits lit up by the Mets lineup, but the Mets are a great lineup, so that's going to happen sometimes.
That was why behind the scenes I told Joe, because I agree with it. Like Eduardo,
you said it. You were like, "What happens if the Mets crush him tonight?" I was like, "It's going to be even cheaper to buy him." And I said on the video.
I was like, I was going to take him out of the video, because I was like, he might get crushed, because I'm with you, and I'm still a little bit weird about Eduardo, because his strikeouts are crazy, but he's got this reverse pitch split thing happening, and I talk about it in the video, where it's like the pitches that wouldn't hold high K percentages are, and then the high K percentage pitches are not. Like, so sliders and changeups were like 10, 11% K percentage, and it's like fastball and whatever else it was, sinker or whatever, are like 30% K percent. So there's weird splits. He kind of gets blown up in certain spots and strikes out 10. That one seemed like an absolutely terrifying one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not, I don't even know if you have to trade for him. If people are going to go cut Sandy, they're going to cut Eduardo Rodriguez. But that one seemed like it was coming from a mile away. Shout out to the Polar Bear for getting me to double digits on the home run board, by the way.
Yeah. Let's go to Matty to Fatty's question. Matt Brash, your boy. Matt, he loves Matt Brash, always. We're the stash in save and hold leagues in Roto?
I gotta be honest with you, probably like not. Like I suppose I don't know that he's put in the eights. It has. I mean, I gotta be honest with you. I'm not even sure I paid attention. Is he like the lockdown 8 guy? I don't remember him being the setup guy. I mean, so I'd lean to no right now. Though he could get there. He might, if you want to speculate in a bigger one, sure.
Here's one from Lard. Drop Gavin Williams for Griffin Canning. I mean, it's hard to argue right now. Canning's pitched better.
Are killing me. Smaller league, I would do that. If it's like a 15-team roto, no. Yeah, shallow.
No, not in the deeper one. No, I would agree with that. Should we continue to hold on to Jackson Holiday?
Don't start looking for the picture. I know you well enough, Joe.
I don't produce the show anymore. If Michael Cali wants to find the picture of Jackson Holiday and bring him up, that's different.
You know, I
don't drop me, please. I'm trying so hard. Oh, gee whiz. Come on, fellas. I've got all these freckles still to show all the world.
That picture weirds me. These AI pictures have been super creepy lately. Yeah, I'm going to push back on it. Like the full underlying profile is not popping off the page, but I was deep diving him like 3 or 4 days ago. Average has jumped up like 20 points since then. Hard hit still there. He's getting the ball in the air. Barrel is okay, but the strikeout rate has gone down. And that's a key. Last year it was 33% K rate with a 7% walk rate, 8% walk rate, 24% K percentage. I think that's key. And the two big pitch types that he sees, fastballs and breaking pitches, he's underperforming against right now. Expected batting average is higher. He needs to start pulling the ball because it's only 5%. I think he will do that. And the last positive, 75% zone contact percentage last year, 83 this year. So that is like right at or a little above, I believe, league average. I think league average is 82, maybe it's 84. But, I think all the things are working in the right direction. So if you're in a shallow league and there's something cool out there, sure, go ahead. Jorge Polanco at this point, you could probably dump him for. But, in any type of like 12 or bigger, I think things are turning in the right direction for Jackson Holiday. And I'm kind of a hold.
Mitch wants to know, is deGrom a sell high? I say no. There's been too many pitching injuries, personally. What do you think, Welsh?
Oh, I'm going to lean yes, but your point is actually pretty good that there's so many injuries. How many like top flight pitchers are there really left? Any out there? But yeah, I would say like things have been a little bit weird that we've never gotten a confirmation. Was this them trying to hold him back? And that's why the K numbers were down and the walk rate was up. The injury is still looming. So if somebody out there, because of all the pitchers are hurt and he was good, wants to treat him as a top 3 SP and you can get some big haul, yeah, I think I would. If I could go and get like an SP 15 and something else, I think that's a big win. Maybe a closer and a mid pitcher.
I want to shout out a friend of the show, Jeff Milligan, who caught a Welshism yesterday and I missed it. And I'm so disappointed in myself, but it was a good one. He messaged me privately and said, yesterday Welsh said piecemeal instead of piecemeal, which is the proper thing. So once again, you made a...
Did I say mail? Okay, that's a good one.
You did. So shout out to Jeff.
What was his name? Jeff?
Jeff Milligan. Jeff.
You're a rat, Jeff. You're a rat. And you're now on my radar. DMing that. You're a rat.
Jeff was like, I can't believe you let that one go. How'd you miss that? And I said, I was probably trying to read, get to the reads or something else. All right, let's get to the rookie. Lookie.
He's Leo. I'm Jack. I see you, you rat.
AJ blah blah is going to get the call from AAA for Hayden Wesneski today. So 28 strikeouts, just 10 walks. He's been really good, actually. 24-year-old in 5 appearances, 4 starts this year. Is Bilbao a streamer, Welsh, this week?
Maybe. It's like a mid-50s. That'd be really bad. That would be like in the 20s, a mid-50s fastball, a mid-90s fastball.
Is he Jamie Moyer?
Yeah, that would be us during our home run derby. We're just lob it in. I'm going to lean to no. He's had a good minor league season. There are some walk issues. He had 10 walks and I think 21 innings pitched. The stuff is like, it's solid, like low to mid 90s. There's a changeup in there. There's a couple. I'm gonna lean against it, but that doesn't mean that maybe you don't want to try it out. I like to see one or two from him in the majors.
Yeah.
It's
he has been much better this year in the minor leagues. So Jordan Lawler can't be stopped. 2 for 3, another homer for him. And I know he's far away, but Welsh, Leo DeVries, 3 for 3 2-run homer. I mean, forget high A. Please move this kid up to double A.
He loves Tuesdays, by the way. He hit the
Right?
cycle last Tuesday. He's a Tuesday boy.
Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy.
By the way, interesting little tidbit is his buddy, Ethan Salas, who has been horrific this year.
Yeah.
I went out last night again to see our boy Jackson Merrill, which we'll talk about. And
your boy, I mean, it's your friend.
Yeah, my boy.
It's your friend.
Well, first, here was the coolest thing. You know who walked out to watch? Was Trevor Hoffman. Trevor Hoffman came out to hang with everybody. And then Salas came out. So Salas got put on the IL. I also think they're reworking his swing because he didn't look so injured. And he was like playing in the cage. He got put on the IL. He's back out here in Arizona. I think he's reworking it. But Leo DeVries is about to pass Ethan Salas, I think. Not just in value, but like getting to the majors.
Literally pass, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, after football practice last night, Chris Hemsworth and I went out for some beers, but no big deal. And then Robert Downey showed up later in the evening. So
then you guys all tried to see if you could pick up the hammer and see who's worthy.
Yeah, whatever. That's no big deal. I'm just whatever.
No big.
Aaron Judge, fun fact, another home run yesterday. So cha-ching, got that one right yesterday. Aaron Judge now has a .317 batting average with 121 hits, 46 homers now. 98 RBI and 106 runs scored in 109 games against the Orioles, which brings us to today's Chasing Challengers segment by Microsoft. Just like the athletes who push boundaries and redefine what's possible, business decision makers today are turning challenges into opportunities, and Microsoft meets you where you are with the tools and guidance to help you make an impact with safe, secure AI solutions. So whatever challenges you're facing, Microsoft empowers you with the expertise to say, bring it on. And today we're going to spotlight the challenge brought to you by the Orioles trying to stop Aaron Judge. Maybe you just walk him. I don't know, but I got to say, after yesterday's game 2 with all the home runs getting hit by the Yankees, maybe this remake of the short porch in right field, we should rethink. It might not be working out the way you think it should have for the Baltimore Orioles because the Yankees keep coming to town and Aaron Judge specifically just keeps rocking balls out of that ballpark. It's crazy. Welsh, there has to be another way to pitch Aaron Judge. I know the Orioles pitching is bad right now. It's the worst it's been in some time, and that's really saying something. But my God, were you going to try something else? Have we seen these numbers in 109 games? Baltimore, just let somebody else beat you. Anybody. Don't throw him a strike. Stop trying to challenge him. Poor Kyle Gibson. First start back. Here you go. Here's Aaron Judge. Something else. Please, Baltimore Orioles, when it comes to Aaron Judge. I don't know how many times you're going to learn this lesson, but geez, this is a challenge, and you better figure it out because he is singularly killing you every time he comes to the plate. And that, my friends, is this week's Chasing Challenges segment. Remember, Microsoft AI solutions empower you to take bold steps and new ideas to help drive your business forward. With Microsoft as your trusted partner, you can navigate your journey with confidence, signing innovative solutions and reaching new possibilities. Visit Microsoft.com/challengers to learn more. Welsh, let's continue on because it wasn't just him yesterday. A lot of guys had big days. Teoscar Hernandez, 4 for 5, 2 doubles, 4 RBI. Nick Pivetta, we got the W there. Cha-ching on the money line. That was one of my bets from yesterday, along with Mr. Judge. 9 strikeouts, 5 1/3. And Ben Rice, 2 solo home runs. They had back-to-back homers. Ben Rice, your boy, continues to look real good, Welsh.
I love me some Ben Rice. Someone had sent me a hey, would you trade? It was to get O'Neal Cruz, and they had to give up PCA, but also they had to give up Ben Rice. And I was like, listen, PCA, O'Neal Cruz, whichever direction, it leans O'Neal, but I don't think you need to give up that much more. And for all of the pick on guys who are good in hot starts, and then they kind of taper back. That beautiful, sexy baseball savant slider page, if you look, it is still as far red as it can possibly be. I mean, almost top 3%. Here's the top 3 percentiles of the league. xWOBA, xSlug, average exit velocity, barrel percentage, hard hit percentage. 62%. It's going to be May tomorrow. Got to be May. And Ben Rice is still killing this. I'm very, very much a fan. He will come back to some version of earth. But, when it's all said and done, it's going to be 25 homers in a leadoff spot for the Yankees. So he is, and I did my updated redraft ranks, and you've got, Soderstrom and Ben Rice and Torkelson. You're trying to figure out how to fit them in at that first base spot. Ben Rice is like near that top 10 range this year. I really do feel like he's like right in the Casas value. He's overperforming Casas, but it's like, who do you want rest of season? I think it is becoming a question of Ben Rice versus a guy like Casas.
All right, let's look to the downs from yesterday as well. We had Logan Webb, 5 runs, 6 strikeouts in 5 innings.
Wow.
Bowden Francis, 5 homers. Yikes. 7 runs in 3 innings. So I guess the Bowden Francis experiment is coming to an end. And German Marquez allowed 7 runs with 1 strikeout, 5 1/3 innings. The Rockies, Welsh. I mean, we are in a bad spot here right now.
Yeah.
The Rockies are just, I don't know what to say. Except they are right now a 4-win team after the month of April, basically.
They're pacing to historically be the worst team of all time after we just saw the worst team of all time.
They have less runs scored than the Colorado Rockies. They had 94 runs scored. They're hitting .212 as a team in Colorado. So it's one thing not be able to pitch in Colorado, but they can't hit in Colorado either.
Did you?
It's funny because the Royals have 94 runs scored too, which tells you how bad the Royals offense has been. The White Sox have 97. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't know if you looked at it today, but today they are, I think it's against the Braves. And it's a good matchup, Sale versus Dolander. The Braves are minus 190 on the run line. So that is you have to pay up that extra 90 cents for them to win, for the Braves to win by 2 runs. I'm not sure it's even plus money for the Braves to win by 3 runs. The betting markets are going to be wild against Colorado because they are like, I don't know if they're going to end in this. Like, they're historically the worst of all time. They're without Tovar. Beck is picking back up. They got some pieces, but like, this is bad. They're going to be bet across the board. And I don't even know if there's a bunch of like fun pickups out there, like maybe Beck for right now, but I don't know how long I'm holding on to it.
I picked him up this Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, he was the league leader in homers for over the last like 7 days.
Most games back in April is 16 by the 1998 Orioles. They could be 16.5 after today.
They have to win 12. Wait, most games back. Oh, I was thinking like,
yeah, they're 15.5 right now. If they lose today, they could be 16.5. That would be history. And Welsh, I got to tell you, I mean, when you're looking at a team that is this low right now, there's only one solution, and it's Kaisertrex. Mm-hmm. That's the solution. Forget it. I mean, the performance is not where it needs to be. Perhaps this entire organization is suffering from something called low testosterone, a condition affecting about 30% of adult men in America, and apparently everyone on the Rockies roster. Kaisertrex is an FDA-approved testosterone replacement therapy designed for the Colorado Rockies and you. It's not an injection. It's not a gel. It's a twice daily pill. That's it. That's all you got to do is take the pill, and it seamlessly fits into your active lifestyle, unless that lifestyle includes scoring runs, in which case the Rockies don't have an active lifestyle, and it'll help you restore your testosterone to optimal levels. So don't let that low T hold you back. Forget it. Visit Kaisertrex.com to learn more and find a provider near you that can get started today. That's Kaisertrex.com, KYZATREX.com. By prescription only. Kaisertrex is a controlled substance, so you're not going to get popped by Major League Baseball, hopefully. It can be a target of abuse, so don't abuse it. Kaisertrex is not for use in pregnant women, men with prostate cancer or breast cancer. Safety and efficacy in those younger than 18 is not known. Tell your doctor about medical conditions and medications. Serious side effects include increased blood pressure, worsening prostate symptoms, increased risk of prostate cancer, blood clots in the legs or lungs, decreased sperm count, liver problems, enlarged painful, low OPS, a high, low OBP, low batting average, all of those things, potentially breathing problems while you sleep. And also common side effects include swelling of the ankles, feet, or body, increased red blood cell count, and increase in prostate-specific antigen or PSA levels. PSA is, by the way, a test to detect prostate cancer. Report these symptoms to your doctor immediately. Call your doctor to learn more at Kaisertrex. For questions or information, visit Kaisertrex.com or 1-833-949-5040. All right, we're done with the business for today. Rockies. Get on the
Michael Toglia. Do you want to say this? Someone put it in the chat, and I went to go take a look. My guy, Michael Toglia, while they have been historically sucking, he's got hits in 5 of the last 6 games, 2 multi-hit games, and 2 homers over that period of time. Might be turning a little around deeper leagues if he's floating out there. Maybe you want to get back into that Michael Toglia market if you cared, whatever I may have said before. But strikeouts are still there, but barrels coming up, hard hits coming up. maybe things are turning. Maybe.
I love how everyone thinks that like I'm like the sponsor is me. Like I make
Yeah,
the
this is
choices as the
yours.
sponsor.
Yeah, that
This
was
is my
your
favorite.
idea.
Like I went out and I tried to find like that's what I did. It's me. I'm the guy that finds these. No, I'm not.
Joe
I'm
likes
just the guy
things
reads it.
that reach home to him. So he's like, hey guys,
That's right. I wanted to hit home with me. That's what I want.
low
Speaking of
T
hitting
Joey
home,
P's gotta get the guys.
or hitting the IL. Don't you say it.
I know you hate
You
that.
put
I
that
almost
evil on me,
didn't do
Ricky
it.
Bobby. Jazz Chisholm, he's going to the IL soon. He's got a right oblique issue. So just has it happened yet? I don't know. Before the show, I was busy. I didn't see it, but it's gonna happen.
See it.
Dylan Moore goes to the IL, retroactive to the 26th with hip inflammation. Shohei Managa had some leg cramps. Guesses he'll be fine, but we'll see. Zach Geloff started a rehab assignment. AJ Puck, no season-ending elbow surgery. This was kind of a turn of events here. Just going to miss 2 to 3 weeks, and we'll see. We'll ramp up again.
I saw him on Saturday too, by the way. Kendall Graveman.
Of course you did. You and Jackson were hanging out there in your convertible. You guys were in a PT cruiser going around.
Me and Cattell.
Southern California.
Me and my dear friend Cattell Marte. He was playing, but Kendall Graveman was throwing, and Puck came out, and he was just very. Now it makes sense because he was in a very good mood, and he was just kind of walking around. Didn't look like a guy that was going to miss the season. So shout out to AJ Puck.
Chief Nakahoma. I don't even have an agent. So I'm like. Maybe I'll get Deion Sanders to represent me. So yes,
there are some people in the fantasy space that like have agents, and that always makes me laugh. Yeah, I mean the important ones, not us.
Yeah. Not us. We're definitely lower down on that trough for sure. Also, Jason Hayward activated. Jackson Merrill played 7 innings last night, and then hung out with the Welsh, and they went and played a couple of games of billiards afterwards.
Pickleball.
Ketel Marte going to return this weekend. Brandon Woodruff. Today has another start for High A, Wisconsin. The hope is this goes well, and then maybe we get him next week. We'll see. George Kirby on Monday faced live hitters, and Cole Reagans, as we told you yesterday, he's not going to make a start today. Noah Cameron, 3.22 ERA, 103 WHIP, 27 Ks, 8 walks across 22 innings, makes the start from AAA. Any word on Noah Cameron from the Mr. Prospect?
Yes, actually, I really like Noah Cameron, and he had just missed the cut. I don't remember who the Royals are playing the Rays, so I actually like that. He had just missed the cut for me to talk about in the last episode. And you know what? I was deciding between him and Ian Seymour, and we talked about Ian Seymour. I went Noah Cameron because I was like, the rotation is just too set with the Royals that it's going to take an injury. Voila, we got the injury. But Noah Cameron, really good strikeout numbers, solid command. I actually think he is like a streamable piece. I would rather stream him than AJ blah blah.
Blah 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 blah. He's like a
vampire. He's a vampire. Sinners.
A lot of questions here about Nick Kurtz. Do we still believe in Nick Kurtz? How long is the leash on Nick Kurtz? Look, I'm going to give him some time. I mean, he just had orientation last week. We just got him a new backpack and a locker. We got to give him more time, Wash.
He's hitting.
It's funny. He actually did get a new locker. That's actually funny. He did get a new locker and he had orientation. So why not a new backpack? He probably did get a new backpack too, because right when you get up to the big club, they give you extra stuff. So it takes a while.
I remember there was that thing that I don't know if you saw. Christian Campbell had said that all the players were messing with him in his first week, where he was going around asking like, "Oh, who's my roommate? Who's my roommate?" And they were all messing with him. And he found out he's like, "I learned that you don't have roommates when you are in the majors. You have your own rooms." And he's like, "I didn't know that." So these guys are probably getting backpacks and rooms and stuff. Listen, Nick Kurtz it's a very small sample size. They are babying across the board. He is hitting 250, but he's got a 40% strikeout rate. It is way too early to make any big move off of Nick Kurtz. If you spent 300 or 30% of your fab, or you just went nuts and you dropped assets for him, wait it out. But we did say that like the best time to trade and redraft for a prospect was right before he got called up. And I think you just got to hold it out. There's a possibility he becomes Jackson Holiday and it's a complete disaster the whole year. There's also a possibility like Churio kind of struggled for a little period of time and then bounced back. I'm waiting this out, but this is also why we were like, hey, don't go drop Christian Walker for Nick Kurtz. Make it make sense, and you need to hold on to him for a tiny bit.
Life or death. Here's a funny one. Strider, Snell, McClanahan, Sandy, Jazz, Jordan Herrera. That's my team right now. Delete fantasy app. Yeah, I feel you. That's why you need my playbook. Got to manage this stuff, baby. Go download my playbook. That's how you do it. Sometimes it just when it rains, it pours. You get all these issues, but sometimes there's hope, and there's hope in things like the best bets
of Wednesday
with Joey P and the Welsh. And guess where I'm going for my bet today? It's the best bet of the day every single day, because whenever Aaron Judge sees the Orioles, He sees red. He's like a bull in a china shop. Aaron Judge, once again, a 317 batting average, 46 homers, 98 ribbies, and 106 runs scored in 109 games in his career against the Orioles. It's absurd. So I'm just straight up betting the home run prop. Plus 210. You could bet the RBI, the runs, all that stuff. I also don't mind putting it along with the Yankees on the money line today because the Orioles pitching staff is a joke. Going against lefty Cade Povich today. Sure, absolutely. Let's go, Aaron Judge. Plus 340, Yankees on the money line along with Aaron Judge. That is my favorite bet of the day. And then give me the Twins on the money line. Tough loss yesterday against the Guardians. I suspect a bounce back. The better pitcher on the mound. Minus 132. I think this is a safe investment. And sometimes, if I'm going to ride the wave with a big parlay, I'm going to put something safe in there too. I would even go 2 units potentially on the Twins today with Pedro on the mound. Welsh, what's your betting card look like today?
Let's get to it. After multiple bad days, my friends, we rocked and dropped a 3-0 day yesterday. So that was very nice. We'll see what we can get back to it. We're going with Arizona. We're going to go with the Diamondbacks first 5 money line. The Mets obviously destroyed the Diamondbacks yesterday. That was an Eduardo issue. Corbin Burns is back. There's a little question in that, but the Mets look like they've got, I think it's a bullpen game. They got Brazaban starting. So I think you're going to get the Diamondbacks get in on them early. Burns hold them down. So we are going first 5. If it's tied, we get our money back. If they're winning by a run after 5 innings, then we're golden. We don't have to mess with the Diamondbacks bullpen, which has been embarrassingly bad, but hopefully AJ Puck comes back. Kevin Ginkel is back, by the way. So you want to speculate on closers, do that. Next up, we're going to go with Washington, Philly. First 5, poor Callie. He did this perfect too. There's so many words in here. Under 4.5 runs, total runs. You've got Jake Irvin, who's been pretty solid, and Chris Sanchez is back today. So we're going to go under 4.5 runs through the first 5 innings for this. I think the total on it is like 7.5, 2 or 8. So not a bad number for the first 5 under, really backing Chris Sanchez. And then I am also going to go Chris Sanchez, but we are going to go with the under on strikeouts. I don't know where the babying is going to go. I really like backing him for 5 innings. I don't know if they're going to push him too far with that injury. So I love this one. You take Chris Sanchez, maybe only going 5 innings. And you also look at a team that is like top 10 or top 8 in the league in walks. As far as not striking out. These guys don't strike out the Nationals. So I like going under the 5.5 strikeouts for Chris Sanchez. It's probably one of my favorite. I will probably have it as my best bet of the day on the Betting Pros app if you guys want to go check it out. But that is my card, trying to piece a couple good days together.
Yeah. Razor Ramon, our home run leader, by the way, has 13 teams on my playbook. So there you go. And he's in the home run lead, so he knows what he's talking about here. Before we get to the home run board and all that stuff, we can get out of the betting box here. Apparently, you can bet on anything nowadays, which is crazy. You can bet on the Pope, who the new Pope is going to be. I saw that before the show started today. I did not know that was something you could do. I can't do it in the States, I don't think. But one of the guys
not familiar with the prospect class of the Pope, so I don't think I could do the betting market.
Yeah, I don't know, but just 70-year-old guys. I don't know what the 40 times are of any of these guys. But one of the names is.
What's the shuffle time, please? That's
I don't know.
The Pope shuffle time.
How fast can the cross go? How many people can they give out the communion to? As a lapsed Catholic myself, I just thought this was funny.
Point 3 on that. Whoa, that's speed. That's very bad.
1.3 communion wafers, per second. That's poor. One of the guys' names though is Pier Battista Pizzaballa. Now that is like
no, it is not.
It's Pizza Balla, that is the guy's last name. And it's so stereotypical, and I see all these jokes are around there too.
Wait, run it by me one more time.
Pier Battista Pizza Balla.
That is an NXT wrestler, if I've ever heard that in my life.
It sounds like somebody. But I just, as an Italian myself, I think stereotypes sometimes are, it's a little unnecessary. You push the stereotype window a little bit too much, and the next thing you know, you just kind of become a joke. You just it's like every Italian, has to look a certain way or have a mustache or, a big hat or to speak like this. It's too much. Hey, is it a pizza balla, huh? How do you do? I'm gonna be the Pope. Hey, I bless you, and I bless you. I'm gonna bless everybody, huh? Just, I don't care for stereotypes.
Whoopee!
Just saying. I'm glad Shador Sanders got picked before a new Pope did, because that was getting close.
Oh, man. Maybe that would have been the rub. Maybe he could have been the new Pope.
Easy phrasing. By the way, shout out to Michael Callie there. terrific Johnny on the spot there. He was not ready for that. That's a pizza baller right there. That kid's a baller.
Pierre Batista
Pizza
Balla. That is an all-time name. Please do a betting pro short on that. Is our bet. That's our best bet of the century.
Oh god.
Oh, I'm hurting.
I can only imagine the people confused watching or who weren't watching, just listening to the podcast. This is why you watch on the YouTube channel. This is what you watch for.
Well,
anyway,
Twitch channel too, but yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to clip that for social media. Just saying. That's today's clip.
I'm glad you did it. I can't do all that. You can do the
of course
Italian things. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I am 97% Italian. I did the Ancestry. I didn't even think that was possible. I thought Ancestry told you, you're not what you think you are. Well, I am. I'm 97% Italian. That's absurd. I think it's 2% French, and then 1% it was like some sort of like, I don't know, Eastern European. I don't know how that.
Never done that.
Snuck in there. You should. It's interesting.
Yeah, but, I didn't give all of my my DNA information to companies yet. So
well, you should. You're missing out.
Yeah.
Apparently, it goes very well. Let's get to the home run board from yesterday. See who had all the Ben Rice shares. Maybe Marty at 14, Razor 14, far out of 13. Welsh still hanging there, but Joey P up to 5. I'm just 3 away from the board, Welsh, because I got my Aaron Judge homer yesterday. The winner gets a Sammy Sosa autographed jersey from Pristine Auction. And guess where I'm going again today? I'm doubling down. Give me Aaron Judge. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait. There's been a late change to the home run board. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is not. This is yesterday's board, 100%.
Okay, so this is today's board. This is what I'm looking at. All right.
There we go.
The board is now up to date. Marty at 15, Razor at 14. Welsh got over to the other side. I'm still now just a few home runs away from the board. I'm right there.
What are you at?
Up to 5. I'm up to 5 now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Only 3 off the board, baby. Here I come. Let's go, baby. I'm waiting for you, baby. So I'm going with Aaron Judge again today, 210. Go Orioles. I hope he gets 3 today against Cade Povich. Where are you going for your bet, Welsh? Or your home run call, I should say.
Where am I going? Yeah, I'm going with Mike Trout plus 330. I don't think that Emerson Hancock is a great pitcher. We were talking about him in one of the videos. I'm going to go with Trouty, getting us back on the board, doing the Trout thing so I can feel good about myself. Mike Trout homer plus 330, a little over 3-1 if you want to bet it over on FanDuel.
Now, Thrasher saying nobody's pure Italian. I agree. We've been overrun by multiple conquerors, but also we had so many settlements in all these places and all these things. I thought for sure Egyptian was going to come up or some sort of Middle Eastern just from my face. Like I thought for sure, like I thought some profile things. Yeah, right.
Or something.
Why I worked so much as an actor is I was what's called conveniently ethnic looking. I have played everything. I have played Italians. I've played terrorists. I've played everything in my life. So
I get that a lot too.
Yes, very ethnic. People see Welsh and they go, "Oh man, we better check that guy out before we let him get on a plane."
Well, you know what we could do? If everybody wants, we could play the What Are We game live later today on YouTube, where Joey and I are going to be answering your questions for 1 full hour every Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern. Joey, Welsh, hanging with our best friends, back live on the YouTube, not just on the Twitch. No podcast of it, so you got to be there, and we have way too much fun. So make sure you guys come hang out.
And it's all about you. It's all about your questions. So join us 4 p.m. Eastern today. Check out the trade video. We just dropped it on YouTube a couple hours ago. The waiver wire video will be out tomorrow. Stay ahead of all your friends and all your frenemies and all your colleagues in your fantasy baseball leagues, and subscribe to the FantasyPros YouTube channel, and also subscribe to Twitch. Watch us live. Hang out with us live. It's a good time. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For the Welsh, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids.
Pizza Balla.
I was going to say, could there possibly be a more ethnically stereotyped last name than Pizza Balla? I mean, that's like...
Not even that. It's just a fake name.
Hey, look, it's Rigatoni Mozzarella. Oh, I can't believe it. How you doing?
Coming to the ring, Pierre Batista, Pizza Balla.